It's almost a race between getting people vaccinating and this surge.
Climbing coronavirus case numbers prompt fresh concerns.
My biggest fear is that I may have passed this virus to someone that I love dearly.
Even as vaccines roll out, variants are spreading.
There are a certain percentage of people who test positive after vaccination.
Yesterday I came and it was 7:15 and they were already done.
Up at the crack of dawn just to get a concealed handgun permit.
I think it'll be something that's only going to be harder to get later on.
After a series of mass shootings, attention turns to gun regulations. It's prompting some to act quickly on firearm purchases.
And slapped with shocking energy bills. Out-of-state weather spikes prices for Colorado customers. What lawmakers want to see change.
Tonight, our nation is facing a battle, trying to ramp up vaccinations quickly as COVID case numbers rise.
And you can see it playing out right here in our state. 1 in 3 Coloradans received at least one coronavirus shot. At the same time, hospitalizations are climbing. Nearly 450 hospital beds are in use due to the virus right now, and that number back up to the level we saw nearly 2 months ago.
All right, good evening and welcome to Denver 7 News at 10. I'm Shannon Ogden.
And I'm Ann Trujillo. We thank you for joining us. So what is driving this? Well, one thing the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is watching right now, variants of the virus. The UK variant is now the dominant version in our nation. And that is concerning because doctors believe it is both easier to catch and more deadly than other versions.
And with many older Americans now vaccinated, infections are surging among young people.
Clusters of cases in daycare, as well as school sports, particularly team sports, which people engage in close contact without masks. I think that is what is explaining these surges of cases in young individuals driven by the variant.
Dr. Anthony Fauci urging everyone to get the shot as soon as you can and keep up with mask wearing and social distancing for now. Now, Colorado plans to lift statewide pandemic rules next Friday, and at that point, local leaders will make the calls on mask wearing and social distancing regulations.
And while we know vaccines are one of the best ways to protect yourself against the virus, they are not 100% effective for everyone. One Colorado man found that out the hard way.
Our CB Cotton reports tonight there's now suspicion a variant may have caused his infection after he was vaccinated.
Denver streets now lead us to new stopping points that at one time during the pandemic we couldn't take part of. Restaurant dining, one example of many.
Oh, absolutely.
Broomfield resident Craig Vandiver says he knows all too well. He closely followed public health orders while caring for his elderly mother.
Been, with my siblings helping to take care of her throughout this.
And taking care of himself by receiving the COVID-19 vaccine.
I received the Pfizer vaccine. I've received both doses, and I received my last dose over a month ago.
So as restrictions eased, Vandiver felt safer seeing friends and loved ones over the dinner table.
I had visited with some number of friends in COVID-safe environments and had followed all the COVID restrictions and, felt that I was doing everything that I can to stay safe from this virus.
But late last week, he noticed minor cold symptoms, so he got tested for COVID-19. The result? Positive.
I was absolutely shocked.
Vandiver says he was contacted by CDPHE shortly after, and they told him he likely had a variant of the disease.
Safe to assume that it was probably the UK variant that I was exposed to.
Back in early March, state health officials warned more contagious variants of COVID-19 were increasing. And by mid-March, officials said variants made up 30% of Colorado's positive cases. All the while, vaccination rates have been increasing too, but it doesn't mean absolute protection.
There are a certain percentage of people who test positive after vaccination.
But that positive case won't be as severe, according to Dr. Ross Kettle of CU Anschutz.
The key feature of the vaccine, ideally, it keeps you from getting infected, but bottom line, it keeps you from getting extremely ill and it going to the hospital and being, and dying.
Vandiver believes his vaccination did just that.
I truly believe that because I was vaccinated, my symptoms were more mild than they would have been had I not been vaccinated.
So he hopes as the community reaches new stopping points on the road to a new normal, everyone keeps their guard up.
If you even feel that you have a mild symptoms, take the proper precautions, get yourself tested, don't wait. That would be my best advice, I guess.
CB Cotton, Denver 7.